So we've travelled down to the Half Round Ponds. Temperature today is, it was 25 degrees in the car. It was hot and boiling in the car. We got stuck in traffic. There was there was backlog coming onto the M4. I think we added probably 40 minutes onto our journey, which is about, what is it, about 7 miles? 6 miles? 7 miles? 40 minutes extra, so it takes about 15 minutes to get here. So yeah, just under an hour to drive 6 miles. So we were already boiling by the time we got here. Started unloading the car, noticed something to me. So while we were unloading the garage, I was picking up the beds and Eddie picked up the barrow wheels and said, "I've put them in the car, Dad." And then I double checked, because you know what it is with 8-year-olds, innit? "Have you put the barrow wheels in the car?" "Yeah, I put them behind the seat." So we got down here and I couldn't see them anywhere. So I phoned Rachel, and where were they? They were under the barbecue. So we started loading the stuff down bit by bit. It's 25 degrees, I'm sweating like a pig. We've thrown out the bivvy. The bivvy has turned into an instant oven, so I've opened every window and doors and everything you can possible. Try and let some air circulation, but it is boiling. And the lake, every time we've come down here before, it's looked inviting. This time it's not so much. We've got massive sheets of algae growing. I'm talking like 8-metre strips of algae floating on the surface that are just literally going to ruin it if you hook a fish or it tries to drag you off through it. And if you listen carefully, you can hear it fizzing in the sun. So it's sitting there, it's doing its job, it's producing oxygen. But I just don't want to be fishing through it or over it, or having it clogging up with my line, because it's stringy, horrible, dirty, manky stuff, and you can't present the bait over it anyway. But it's not too much of it, we can avoid it. Plus the weed has come up hell of a lot. When we were fishing last time, I had 3 or 4 different holes in the weed I could see 2 from this peg that Eddie picked. So yeah, so all the pegs and the lake are Eddie's choice, aren't they, Ed? Why did you want to fish here?
Because there's loads of little fish right there.
Because there's loads of little fish you could see.
And over there, when my dad was packing the tent up to sleep in, I was seeing like fizzing coming up.
Is there? Well, we're gonna. I meant to bring some sweet corn. I didn't. I was hoping to get you fishing, plumb me right down to the bottom and put just a single grain of sweet corn and see if we can muscle out a little tench or something. A new species for you then, but yeah, as normal, forgot it. I might have something in my bag. I'll have to rummage through and have a look, but I don't think. I think I poured I had 2 cans of sweet corn, and I think I poured them into a spawn mix a while ago. So yes. Anyway, too much rambling. I'm gonna do about another 15 trips back and forth to the car, pass out from dehydration and exhaustion, and we'll see you in the morning.
Yeah, we don't even have any drinks.
We got water, and you've got a bottle of Dr. Pepper.
We're still in the car.
It's still in the car. We're going back to the car. Right, we'll catch you later. There we go, so I've made a bit of a mix. Spirulina, Atlantic crab and Scopex mixed with a bit of pellet and a bit of Atlantic crab syrup. That's what I'm going to be throwing out for the spots because I'm going to be fishing close in. There we go, there's my bait bag, like a walking advert. And I've literally tied up for only about 7 or 8. I'll tie them up as I need them. But yes, so I've been baiting up 3 spots out there. Yeah, so let's give you a show and tell, is it? So, hole in the weed, run in there. Gotta put 2 scoops out. Hole in the weed. If I step down here, I've lined it up with lilies there, so there's a hole in the weed here. And if I pan around by here, got a big clump of weed coming up here, and there's a hole just down by there. There we are, we got life up on the surface already. I haven't seen anything on the surface, but put a bit of bait out and things start moving around. That's out over there. So, just got to get the rods out now. Eddie's already got his out. Hopefully, this little patch of water will bag me a few carp tonight. We're off the mark. You've had a couple of small ones, but what's that?
A little a big perch.
That's a rudd.
No, rudd, I'm getting confused with rudd and perch.
I won't focus in on it, the grass. The camera wants to focus in on the grass behind you. Let's have a look, see if we can get it for a bit. Nope, still more interested in the grass. There we are. You're just lifting it above your head now, that looks silly. There we go. Want to quickly drop them back?
Someone's just caught a weed monster over there.
Oh, weed monster.
Yeah.
Right, so we're all set up. Cradle and net, I need to move that over to put next to the rods. Rods are here. Yes, tight lining and everything after the fussing I had to do with the weed, but it doesn't guarantee it, they'll still both with the weed. Flip around. Here's the bivvy. I always think it's quite satisfying when you get a bivvy, get all your stuff into the bivvy. There's Eddie's bed, not quite clipped down yet. There's my bed, and everything's wedged under the bed, and there's the 2 bags and my rucksack and stuff. But it's always quite satisfying once you get everything in the bivvy and it looks like a mini little home. But yeah, so there's my mushroom box full of bits and pieces, pop-ups and lights and stuff. And there's Eddie's little tackle box. Notice that there's a coarse fishing box with the biggest treble hook I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, they found that and wanted to keep it. What?
Best sport in the world. I've got a massive.
There we are, so crazy ramblings of Eddie taking his water bucket over there so he can go and catch fish over there.
Get on my shoes.
Oh yes. We've had a casualty as well. Which one is it? This one. Trouble is, the sun's actually crossed us over, so we've got no way of putting this shoe out to dry. Ooh, carp there. Right. I'll leave you to it and we'll see if we can't sneak a little bite. Right, so we're in the shade now and it's a lot more bearable. Eddie's asked me to go over and film his float. He's about 1 peg away. He's fishing the other side of the lake. Oh, there he is.
He swallowed that rig good.
He swallowed that rig good, is it?
No, really good. Good.
Yep. Right. So Eddie came over here with a bucket. And he says he's going to put every fish he caught in a bucket. I think we're going to have to put them back, Ed.
I think we do.
Let's have a look.
How the hell did that?
That's somebody else's line, that is.
Yeah, keep it now.
Look at the size of that hook. What are they fishing for?
Oh,
Look at that.
like 25 carp.
Just found that on the ground.
No, he's hooked onto mine.
Really?
Look at my foot.
Oh, right. Sorry. So, doo-doo-doo. Tension. You bigging it up. saying come over and fill my float, and you didn't even have any maggots on.
I did. Because when I was gone, I went down. So I did.
Oh, come on then.
The bushes.
Here we go. Oh, he's back out again. He's actually got bait on. What are you doing? Ed, why are you running away? You're not going to spook these fish. That's well and truly hooked. You can lift up the float if I was you. Alright. There we go.
Definitely the smallest fish.
Definitely the smallest one, is it?
Yeah, because I've got a smaller one than this.
Was it light hooked? You just get.
It was easy hooked.
Come on. Right. It's been over 15 minutes, Ed. We have to get those fish out of the bucket. There we go.
I got him. Oh, yep, some of them are dying.
So this is what Eddie's caught in the last like 15 minutes. There's loads in there, Ed. How many of you have in? One a cast?
Probably like 10 of the cart.
Can't keep them in the bucket. It's too hot to keep them in the bucket. And there's gravel in the bottom. That's moving sideways. Something like that. Now it's going back. Do you want to try and hit it? And we're away. Oh, 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 oh. Quickly chuck it back. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Ed? Wanna go back? You having fun?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wanna go back?
Daddy's going to record the bait. Daddy's gone out.
Alright.
And I think there's one carp on yours.
Let's see if I can get. I'm going to take one of my rods and I'll put some bread out.
Yeah.
There we are, a bit of action. Catching some fish. That's probably not what I'm going to do tonight. Hey-ho. Let's get back to the baby. So all the little fish were smashing it up to pieces. I tried the old cigar method, a whole slice of bread. It's worked in the past. You got the little one smashing it to bits, and then a carp comes up and says, I want a bit of that, and then it sails away. But you've got to keep your eyes on it. Oh, what's that just out? There's a carp. Just
Got one. Dad. Daddy.
it's not coming out, is it?
It is.
It is, sir. There we go.
Little rod.
Time to go back.
Little crazy rod.
So what have I told you about pole fishing? You do not leave the pole unattended, yes?
Yeah.
You don't walk away from it. What happens if you catch a fish?
It would just go in the water.
It gets pulled in the lake. But you didn't believe me, did you? The float's right there, isn't it? No. But what happened?
So
So
it went in the weeds. My dad had to get the rod to get it out.
I had to cast it out.
And then I said, do I still have the fish? And yes. And guess what it is? My first tench.
There we go. Eddie's first little tench. Nearly pulled the pole in, didn't it? And I think It's what
No,
time?
it did pull the pole in.
Yeah, it did pull the pole in, but no, we got it out.
Yeah.
What kind of tench is that?
I have no idea.
I think it's a female tench.
Because I've never caught a tench.
Would you stop doing that?
No, all I'm hearing is
Yeah, there's
because he's
lots.
doing that.
Should we
let
let him go?
Yeah.
Oh, good morning. Which way can you see me? There we go. Nothing during the night, and literally every time I filmed you, nothing during the night. No mass morning runs, mind you. The bite alarm was beeping like holy hell on one. Whatever was in there, maybe the hook was snagged up or something, and they were smashing away at the remnants of the PVA bag and maybe the boilies themselves or the bait. Something was, I was having beep 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 beep, and that was going for like 3 or 4 hours. I moved the baits about 3 in the morning after all that beeping. One of the rods carried on being hit with no connection. Didn't sleep very much. And we had a thick blanket of dew come in and cover everything last night, so sitting next to Eddie, I soaked my trousers within seconds. I literally soaked right the way through to the skin, just sitting on the grass. That's how thick the dew was. Vivi is still sort of saturated. Sun's come up now, we'll try and lot of stuff off. So, nothing last night. There's lots of bits of activity. Eddie, of course, got up. I think it was a late one today when he went out the bivvy telling me he's leaving to get some fish. I do believe the time was 6:13. See? So an hour later than normal, but he's down there. He's had a bunch of little tench, one perch and some rudd. So we'll have a look at that in a minute. Alright, I'll see you in a bit. Guess who forgot the kettle? Never mind. We'll have a cuppa anyway. Right, Eddie's morning haul. God, your trousers are soaking. You're still in your pyjamas here?
No, these are not my pyjamas, these are actually clothes.
Clothes, are they? So you've soaked your clothes?
I'm going to do smallest to the massive.
So we just pour them out of the net and then you can...
How am I going to pull them out of the net?
So you've only had one perch, haven't you? So
Yeah, one perch. And I have loads, so actually I'm looking at them, I have loads.
So quickly, let's have a look at your perch then.
My perch, this is the only perch I have. This is it.
Hold up. Put them down then, quick.
Should I put them in the water?
No, just put them back in the cradle. We'll put them all back at once. That's your biggest red, is it?
Mm-hmm.
I can't see your face. There we are. Don't try to hold more than one tench at once because they're like bars of soap there.
How is it?
They're slimy and they. That's your biggest tench, is it? That looks like a male fish.
Just don't tell them, don't tell them.
Alright,
Don't tell them the last fish.
Okay, the last fish is a big surprise. What's the biggest fish you've had so far this morning?
I caught a Crucian Carp and he has a cut on him. Not bad.
Do you want to hold them right up in front of your face, dear? Hold it out a bit.
Huh?
Hold it out a bit so I can see it. Let's get a scale in. There we go, lovely Crucian Carp. So this is your morning hauling. Lovely selection of rudd,
And
tench and one Crucian Carp at the end. Right, should we just go and put them all back?
so my float just went all the way under with him.
There. Yeah, just perhaps not from that high yet.
Okay.
Just push them all back in, go on.
Go on, Carl. I got it.
That wasn't very orthodox. They're all gone. There you are. All swimming
Oh,
off
that one.
nicely.
That one just swimed upside down then.
And they're all disappearing off. Oh, there's
Oh,
one.
one's going under us. One's going under us. They're probably like, oh, where do I go? Where do I go?
Right. Oh, mental time. Right, I think we've got one of the slightly bigger fish in here. But I'll just check we're recording. Yes. Right. So, let me get the hook up first. Don't put your hands in the way. Right, let's quickly weigh in. Let's open this up. 1410. Out of all the little stock, all the fish in here, that's the biggest one we've had in a long, long while. And he's going mental. Just to prove he's the biggest one, I think.
Yeah.
I reeled it in so far, he got stuck in the weed, and I let Eddie have the last bit while I netted it through the weed. Ed, so there's a joint effort.
No, it's teamwork.
Teamwork. So there we go. Lovely dark, scaly one. 14 pounds 10. Right. Let's flip him round, we'll see the other side. Then we'll slip him back. Yeah, he's got a scale missing there, but that's old, that is. Yeah, we might get some clinic on it now. Oh, there's the other side. There's big mirror carp. Can you see the screen on the camera? Can you see we can't actually see you? Yes, there we go. Put up his fin. And there we go, there's the other side of... I know it's only £14, but from this water, it's a pretty good fish. Happy with that? Happy. Right. What are you doing? You want him to bite your finger, though?
Yeah.
That's a bit silly. Right, let's slip it back, is it? Yeah, go see if you can find some. This is that carp gel for lost scales. It's our biggest fish from the since we've been fishing it at home. And there he goes. Ready, trying everything and anything. And down the walk road. Just see the carp cruising in here. Oh, there he is. He's cruising back out now. But they're all up in the surface, making themselves known. But we've got as much chance of making them bite as actually swimming out to catch them. Doo-doo, doo-doo. What are you trying now?
Instead, we don't have any bread, so I used maggots.
So you're going to put a bunch of maggots on the surface rig, and hopefully the boat float will act as... That might be too deep though, Ed. Yep. Well, we're not going to catch anything else on it, so give it a try. What's the worst that can happen? Hook the plug to the lake. Oh dear God. Plough it straight into the weeds there, Ed. Oh, massive clump of weed. Good boy. You have to cast it into open water, Ed. Well, since getting up, it's been boiling, proper boiling, as in you don't know what to do with yourself, it's so hot. I've been chopping and changing the rods round, trying a bit of bread, I got a zig out now, 4.5 foot zig, just off towards the lilies. I've tried zigs in here before, and I watched the carp spook away from them, because I literally kept adjusting it until it was like coming up sort of like 3 inches underneath the surface. But I can't get that kind of precision here because I'm landing on an absolute pile of weed and the zig sitting up in amongst all that. But it's taken the zig and I've squeezed it in some of this Mistral's rosehip. It's rosehip essence or something like that, rosehip flavour. So I've squeezed it in concentrate flavour, so it's absolutely smells like well, it smells like rosehip. But really strong. And when I was using that when I was fishing at Royston, and I was having full-on screaming runs with a bit. I remember getting a big carp waddling in off the surface, and then it spat the hook right as I'm trying to get it in the net. But I was fishing 9 foot zigs there, and it was like an absolute nightmare. But we live and learn, don't we? But yes. There's nothing really to show you. Blazing hot sun and a big weedy lake. That's pretty cool down by there. I could show you that. Let's have a look. Ooh, oh, that's a bucket. Just above the bucket, you can see all the flowers have popped up. Let's zoom that in. All the lily flowers have popped up. That's pretty cool. That's something I noticed today. Yes. Nothing more interesting. Right. I shall see you later. Oh, if you want to know what Eddie's doing, Eddie's he's been wandering around with his whip, bagging out little ones. He's actually got one. I can see him through the vents. He's actually got a little tiny sort of silver hanging on his whip float now. He's had a couple more tench, a couple more rudd. Then he was trying to surface fish with bread until we run out of bread. So yes, he's got the surface fishing set now, and he's got a bunch of maggots on it. He landed a rudd, probably just under £1. It's on the size 6 hook I've got on there, and that rudd literally swallowed the size 6 hook. But yes, I'm going to find the water, have a couple of glugs of water, because I'm boiling and sweating, and I shall see you later. Hopefully the zig will produce something, or it'll become bearable. But every now and again there's a nice cool breeze, but it doesn't last very long. Right, I'll see you later. Yes, really hard day. Carp just weren't having it. But we had one, and you had fun, didn't you? Except you've sunburned all your neck and haven't listened to a word I've said.
I had a carp.
You had a carp? Oh, you had a Crucian Carp. Yeah. Right. So, probably not the best video, but it was an alright session. I'm absolutely knackered. I think if we were going to come down here again, I think maybe we'll see if we can get it raked or rake it the day before. Right, we'll see you next time we're on the bank. Ta-da.